hunt continues today for the senior Trump administration official who wrote that scathing op-ed in the New York Times this week, raising alarms about President Trump's fitness for office. The president's been fuming since that op-ed was published. He says he wants to know who wrote it, and he's asking the Attorney General to find out. This morning, President Trump taking fresh aim at the anonymous senior administration official behind that bombshell New York Times op-ed. Mr. Trump aboard Air Force One, calling on Attorney General Jeff Sessions to get involved.
Yeah, I would say Geoff should be investigating who the author of that piece was, because I really believe it's national security.
The White House immediately dialing back the president's remarks, insisting Mr. Trump isn't directing Sessions to do anything. Press Secretary Sarah Sanders telling NBC News he's concerned that someone is trying to undermine the executive branch, and he wants it looked at. White House officials, when asked, couldn't identify any law that the unnamed author has broken in writing an op-ed critical of the president. But Mr. Trump says he's worried the anonymous official might have a national security clearance.
He goes into a high-level meeting concerning China or Russia or North Korea or something. I don't want him at those meetings.
Asked if he can trust his own White House staff.
What I do is now I look around the room and I say, hey, if I don't know somebody.
With the game of whodunit consuming Washington, President Trump took his midterm message on the road while lashing out at reporter Bob Woodward and his forthcoming book, which paints a picture of a chaotic and dysfunctional West Wing.
This idiot Woodward who wrote this book, which is all fiction.
And Mr. Trump dismissing former President Barack Obama's direct and blistering rebuke of him as boring.
I'm sorry I watched it, but I fell asleep. I found he's very good for sleeping.
And there's a new development in the Russia investigation. Former Trump campaign aide George Papadopoulos has been sentenced to 14 days in jail and 1 year of supervised release for lying to FBI investigators. He's now the first member of the Trump campaign to be sentenced in the ongoing special counsel Russia investigation. Chanel, Hallie?
Geoff Bennett. Geoff, thank you.